Hi folks, and welcome to the Truck King YouTube channel. Chevrolet has just revealed the heavily updated 2022 Silverado, and I want to bring you all the details. So in this video, we'll cover that beast right there. That's the new Silverado ZR2. We'll show you the brand new interior, and we'll talk about the one engine that Chevy updated, and I bet it won't be the one that you expect. Let's jump into it. The truck you're looking at here is the brand new 2022 Chevy Silverado Z or ZR2. It takes the formula from the smaller Colorado and brings it up to the half ton. That means that we have a set of Multimatic DSSV spool valve dampers paired with uniquely tuned springs for suspension. Now Chevy says there is increased suspension travel here compared to the Trail Boss. The other upgrades here on the Silverado ZR2, a 2-inch lift, front and rear electronic locking differentials, a unique terrain mode which allows one pedal driving, 33-inch off-road tires, a unique skid plate package underneath, and a new high approach steel front bumper that is going to give you a 31.8 degree approach angle. As for the other numbers, the ZR2 gets 11.2 inches of ground clearance, a 23.3 degree departure angle, and a 23.4 degree breakover angle. And by now you're probably yelling at your screen, what is the engine? Well, Chevy has gone with the naturally aspirated 6.2 liter V8, making 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque, mated to a 10-speed automatic. So in the powertrain department, they decided not to chase Ford and Ram with those crazy high horsepower numbers. Now during the Q&A session that Chevy put on for us in the media, someone asked about the engine, of course, and the answer we got was, no, this is the only engine for now, but there's a possibility something could arrive in the future. So this is just a guess, it's just my guess, but I think we're gonna get the 6.2 at launch, and then maybe a year or two down the road, they might come out with something a little more high horsepower. That remains to be seen. Chevy didn't forget about payload and towing with this new ZR2 either. The brand says that maximum payload comes in at 1,440 pounds and the maximum trailer weight rating is set at 8,900 pounds. Now you've seen it outside, here is inside this new ZR2. And yes, this is the interior that is arriving across the Silverado lineup, but not the whole lineup. Let me make this distinction right off the bat. Chevy decided to only bring this new interior to LT trim and above. So if you get one of the base trucks, the work truck or the custom, you're going to get the existing interior, which is definitely an interesting choice by Chevy. The inside of this truck is definitely highlighted by the 13.4-inch diagonal horizontal touchscreen right there in the center stack, combined with a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. One of the big changes here to my eye is that the 2021 truck really uses a lot of vertical lines. This truck definitely goes for a more horizontal line styling. Now overall, I think Chevy killed it here. I think they knocked it out of the park. They brought what was definitely interior that was lacking right up to snuff with what you're getting from Ram and Ford. We've been beating this drum for a while, so have others in the automotive community. So Chevy was definitely listening, and the interior here is clearly where they poured most of those engineering dollars. Let me show you inside the top trim High Country, because of course this is the best luxury interior Chevy now has. So the new High Country has things like authentic open pore wood trim, standard leather seating surfaces with exclusive custom perforation and stitching, stainless steel speaker grills to cover up that Bose audio system, and you're gonna get two different interior color choices, either jet black or night shift blue. There's another big change that is arriving. You might have already seen it. Of course, General Motors pickups for the longest time now have all used column mounted shifters. Well, that is changing. in new GM trucks, LT and above, when you get bucket seats, you're going to get a new electronic shifter down here in the console. So yes, GM is moving away from the column shift, unless you get a bench seat in the front. If you get a bench, you still get a column, but every Silverado with bucket seats LT and above is gonna have this new console mounted electronic shifter. Please let me know in the comments what you think about that. One note on exterior styling. Clearly you've already seen the changes with your own eyes, so please let me know what you think. One thing I want to point out though, those wing-shaped LED lights, they've gotten new little animation sequences, so when you walk up to the truck or walk away, you'll see this. Now let's move on to the powertrains, and I'll start by saying that nothing has changed except the 2.7 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder and the tow rating on the diesel. So we'll start with the diesel. Power output is still the same on this Duramax inline 6. That means 277 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. What has changed is the max tow rating. When you have a properly equipped two-wheel drive Silverado diesel, you can now pull up to 13,300 pounds. You're probably wondering how that is possible. Well, Chevy says that the chassis is stiffer for 2022. There's a new 373 rear end available with the diesel, and there is extra powertrain cooling, which has allowed it to get that extra. Now back to that small 2.7 turbo. What Chevy has done is they've boosted the torque by quite a bit. For 2022, the 2.7 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder makes 310 horsepower, the same as before, but 420 pound-feet of torque, and that is up from 348 pound-feet. So that really is a big jump. Plus, GM says that more of that torque is available lower in the rev range. So they focused on this base engine. There was a number of enhancements, new materials used in the engine. One thing they mentioned is they just had to make the block stronger. So new ribbing has been added to make sure it could take that added power. So the only power output that is changing for the 2022 Silverado is in that base engine. But that also now means that the base Silverado offers 310 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque, which is the most in the segment. And yeah, those are pretty big numbers for a small Turbo 4. And I should mention the Turbo 4 is mated to an 8-speed automatic. All of the other engines are still with a 10-speed automatic. When it comes to technology, this truck is totally plugged in. Trims LT and above will come with Google built-in compatibility. You also get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and available Amazon Alexa, so all of your devices will pair here. More exciting than that though is for 2022, the Silverado will get available Super Cruise. What Chevy says is the industry's first hands-free driver assistance technology for compatible roads. It is available on Silverado High Country and can be used on more than 200,000 miles of roads in the US and in Canada. So Super Cruise essentially will drive for you, although it will monitor the driver's attention, and if you look away from the road for too long, it will make sure you take the wheel back. Although probably the coolest thing about Super Cruise is it can be used while trailering. There are specific calibrations designed to account for the additional drag caused by your trailer, so that means the system will know you have that weight back there and it will act accordingly. That is pretty cool. The other big technology add is standard Chevy Safety Assist. Now this is a suite of 6 active safety features, and it is going to come on every trim. Those 6 features are forward collision alert, lane keep assist, automatic emergency braking, front pedestrian braking, following distance indicator, and IntelliBeam automatic high beams. Oh, and another interesting feature I should mention, buckle to drive. Yes, if you want to drive this Silverado, you better buckle up because it will not roll if you don't have your seatbelt on. And if you're wondering about timing, this truck will begin production in the first quarter of 2022 and it will land at dealerships in spring of next year. Well, folks, we are coming to the end of this one. I feel like this update was exactly what the Silverado needed. Chevy focused on the areas where it knows it lacked, i.e. the interior, and it also realized, hey, we need a halo off-road truck. Now, no, it doesn't have the crazy high horsepower, but it's not all about horsepower. Having 420 is more than enough, and when you combine it with the suspension and those lockers, I think this Silverado ZR2 is going to be formidable off-road, and I cannot wait to put it to the test. Now, of course, I want to hear from you guys, so please let me know what you think of the ZR2, what you think of the new interior on the Silverado, what you think of the new exterior on the Silverado. Of course, leave me that comment, and while you are down there, do not forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit join to become a member of the Truck King channel, and then come right back here to see what we are testing next. See ya.